How's it going, guys? Welcome to the FM Dugout for episode 24 of the Hexagon Challenge, here with the LA Galaxy in the MLS. And, well, got some news. We have won the Supporters' Shield without even kicking a ball. FC Dallas played Houston in an early kickoff, and Houston beat Dallas. In all fairness, Dallas were unlikely to overturn our goal difference advantage. However, I'm just thinking as I'm talking about that they may actually have scored more than us, which is deemed better. Let's see if we can look at the Western one. 462. Well, yeah, okay, so it's possible they could have finished above us had they won, and won by a decent amount, and we had lost by a decent amount. But they didn't, and we've won. So we've won the Supporters' Shield and the US Cup, so we've done the double this year. As good as can be expected, really. And now we play Real Salt Lake to finish off the season, and I'll be back again after the pre-season in the next episode as we try to strengthen our squad and get ready for our challenge of the North American Champions League, which rather annoyingly we need to wait almost a year to take part in. As I said in another episode, it's a bit frustrating that it's out of sync, but I suppose it's what we have to kind of put up with. But yeah, so as far as things are going here, since the last episode we just had 3 games. A draw against San Jose, which meant we won the California Classico, albeit on away goals because we had a 2-2 draw in the other game away from home. 3-2 win against Chicago when we had a lot of our players missing on international duty again, so very pleased that we managed to do that. And then a comprehensive 4-0 win against Vancouver in our last game, which really kind of cemented our position at the top. So yeah, I'll be going into today's match. As you can see, we've got quite a few injuries at the moment. We've got Ed Sharp, Kyle Thornton and Daniel Henry all out with injuries, and in the last game we actually had to pick 5 subs out of 7, and it actually looks as though we're going to have to do something similar again. I'm not sure if Toivonen... What's really annoying about this one is I can't actually see very clearly if I have the right number of foreigners playing today. Previously you used to have something here that gave you the kind of rules and told you how many you had, but I don't see anything in this version. So you just kind of have to pick a team and then try and submit it and hope that it goes through. Fernando Montano is actually injured there, so as you can see now we have no other subs that we can pick. So yeah, it's not the greatest ending to the season, but you know what, we've won, you can't really complain. Zatanella, he's injured as well. I would have had him probably in instead of Rob Carey at centre back. Was Toivonen fit for today? Kind of. Legit's not been particularly great in that role, so I would probably prefer to have Toivonen if I can. I'm expecting this to say I've got too many foreigners. No? Okay. As I say, I don't know, the whole kind of US citizenship with the 2 fullbacks, at times I thought it was working for me, and they were deemed as US citizens and therefore they were able to play and didn't count towards the international, but they've still got an I next to them. I don't know if that's because they're registered as an international player. I'm sure someone more knowledgeable than myself will be able to comment on that. So Omar Gonzalez making his 325th league appearance for LA Galaxy. What a guy. Mr. Fantastic at the back, captain, 32 years old. I mean, how many seasons has he been? He's pretty much had his entire career there, apart from a loan for Nuremberg where he never actually played. So he's pretty much like the Ryan Giggs of the MLS, although he's a centre back. So let's see what we can say. I mean, to be honest, it really doesn't matter what happens today. This is just a run out to really end the season, and I probably wouldn't have done an episode on it, but where I left it last time round, you didn't know whether or not we'd won the title. So given the fact we have, and we've won the US Cup, we are definitely in the North American Champions League, and yeah, it'll just be down to today's match to sum it all up for this season. And on the whole, I think we have had a fantastic year. As you'll see in the ticker, we've got 3 players out of the 5 for the Landon Donovan Most Valuable Player Award. So we're guaranteed to at least get one of our players in the top 3, which would be quite an achievement for us this year. Given how bad LA Galaxy were last year, we've really turned things around. If Rice tries to get the ball into the middle there to Iheanacho, Fabregas, Kearney now, out wide to Miller, Rice back out to Miller again, back to Rice, to Fabregas, Kearney, just keeping the ball here, nice passing, back out to Fabregas. Well, he tries to shoot, but it's probably the wrong choice with all those bodies in front of him. We've got to try and work a bit more space here, but keeping the pressure up and using Miller as the outlet here. Gets back into Fabregas this time, Jameson back to Fabregas, and I don't know what that was. I think we're overpassing it, we're kind of working it a bit too much there, rather than just pulling the trigger. As Iheanacho comes away on the left wing, whips it in, looking for Jameson. So Jameson complained he wasn't getting first team football, and in the last episode I said if he comes off the bench and scores I might have to rethink playing him. As Rice gets through, lovely finish into the bottom corner, 1-0, 1 minute on the clock. Yeah, it's going well. So Jameson was complaining, and I started playing him, and you see that he'd scored 2 goals against Vancouver, played very well. A huge number of teams interested in him. He's dropped his concern over playing time, but he's still transfer listed at the moment, so we might be fielding some bids for him in a month or two when the European window opens. As Jameson takes a shot with the outside of the right foot and it just goes wide. 70% possession after 15 minutes. We were definitely dominating this game, and certainly the team we've put together as Jameson gets the header just over the bar. The team we've put together here is fairly commanding in the MLS. We drew quite a lot of games this year and lost a few, but the big challenge is how we're going to get on against the Mexican teams. And I don't necessarily think just because we've won here that we're going to do really well in the North American Champions League next year. Another full year passes, so Toivonen and Fabregas are a year older, but then I suppose you could say we've got another window to potentially buy players from Europe. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Obviously Ajman, we got very, very lucky there, but I don't think we're going to be quite so lucky both times, so we really need to ensure that we're as strong as we can possibly be at the start of next season, so that when we get into North American Champions League sort of September time, that we're hitting the ground running. As Toivonen with a left-footed volley there. Rice will take the corner. Rice has got his first cap for the US as well, so some success stories this year for some of our players. George Rios in goal has got back into the Colombian national side. I don't know if the LA Galaxy reputation's improved now, and that means that they're maybe more agreeable to picking them again. As Miller will play it forward, missed header there as Jameson picks up Iheanacho, now to Toivonen, to Rice. Will he look for Miller? He does. Skips over the challenge and plays the cross in straight into the keeper's arms. 67% possession now, 24 minutes in. We really are just controlling this game. And we could do get a second goal just to assert our authority on it. As Jameson takes a shot, the keeper makes the save and scrambled away for a throw-in. But yeah, I cannot complain about this season. It has been really good. Iheanacho has definitely done what I hoped he would do after a slow start. He's now scored 31 goals as he comes away to the byline, whips it across for Jameson. Simple header into an open goal there, and we're 2-0 up. So I'm hoping I can hold on to him. It's always kind of frustrating, I suppose, when you're at teams like this. Obviously, when we get round to doing the European Champions League, it's probably going to be a big team. If we've got a reputation up, it's going to be a big team. We'll wait for a job to come up. There were actually some jobs that came up in Germany. I think good save Rios. There's the Bayern Munich job available, and I think the Schalke job was available as well, which obviously would look tempting if we were going for that particular Champions League, but we're on our way to something here, and we've got a project at hand, and we'll keep going until we can do it. And I think LA Galaxy will eventually win the North American Champions League. Arduin with the effort there, and it's deflected wide. Another corner, and it's cleared fairly easily. But yeah, this game, I mean, honestly, I'm not feeling any nerves at all about this. We're in control. It means nothing. All it does really is increase our gap at the top, and makes it a bit more difficult for anyone trying to break our record. LA Galaxy had the previous record of 68 points in a season. We were on 69 before the kick-off today, and now we're on 72, so it could be quite difficult for another team to surpass it, so we'll see how it goes. In terms of goals scored, we're nowhere near the record. We really haven't been that good. Certainly looks as though records from the 90s, 96 or something, that's probably the inaugural year of the MLS. I'm not sure if it is or not. But there were a lot of wins, big wins. Like, I think the biggest win in the MLS was an 8-1 win for LA Galaxy back then. Jameson through on goal, puts it wide. But yeah, Jameson has done well. Zardes fell out of form a little bit, and Jameson kind of stepped in that last episode off the bench, and he's just played pretty well up front as a front two. Of course, the last time we'd been playing him last season there, he was just up front on his own. So I think a lot of players do prefer to have that striker alongside them, while others can really flourish just on their own, provided you've got some good wingers and support. Okay, so we're at the 60-minute mark. This game is going on quite a while because we're just creating so many chances here. I'm kind of tempted to put I think I'm just going to put it back to Key. We know our team, how they play. It's the end of the season. I don't really think I need to spend a lot of time seeing all the ins and outs. We'll give some players a little bit of a run out here in the last game of the season. Let's bring on Ali Poor and give him a go. And why not? Let's bring on Zardes and let him see if he can finish off the season with a goal, because he has scored. I think he's had double figures. The ticker will have the news on that, but I can't honestly remember myself. Too many save games on the go. As Arduin will take the throw, Kearney plays it into Miller, and Miller scores. The backup right back signed to try and free up an international slot, and he scored a goal, so he's not doing too badly at all today. That's him on 9. Excellent performance from the two fullbacks actually. Arduin's on 9 as well, Kearney and Rice both on 9. All round good performance from the lads, as that'll be full time, and that's the season over, boys. The first full season in the MLS, and we've won pretty much everything in front of us, so yeah, quite happy with that. If we take a look at the league now as it stands at the end, we've won it by 6 points, lost 2 games, drawn 12, so next year I will be looking to decrease that number. I would like to win more games. 40 goals conceded, not really great. 67 goals scored, we scored the most in the league, that's fine. You can see when you compare us to sorry, I'm saying 40 goals conceded, it was 27 goals conceded. I'm looking at the wrong blooming thing there. So we do actually have the best attack and the best defence, so we really have just romped home this year. And yeah, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this season at LA Galaxy. Obviously we had the disappointment at the start of the season against Monterrey in the quarter-final of the North American Champions League. It's going to be a year till we get back there, but I think the signs are good. If we can strengthen with a few more players, maybe we'll get lucky with the draft this time round, and we'll maybe get some better players in. I'm trying to actually think where the details. Here we are, draft allocations. Let's take a quick look. So the 2021 Super Draft, we've actually got first round pick, second round pick. We've got Orlando City's third round. So we've potentially got 5 picks if there's good enough players there. I'm not sure how they determine the order. Is it just drawn at random? Hopefully this year we'll get something a little bit better rather than 23rd or whatever it was this year, and we missed out on a few good youngsters. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Let's see in terms of the club now. Are we in as a favoured personnel or anything? No. So a lot of the signings that I've made have made it into favoured personnel, but I am nowhere to be seen there at the moment. In terms of our profile, not LA Galaxy's, still not quite at 3 stars there. 214 games played, 147 games won, and it's looking fairly good. Media handling maxed, managing finances maxed. Reputation, we really want to get that up a bit more. Obviously, when we start to look at Europe, we do want a reputation to be as high as it possibly can be. Looking at the coaching stats now, they have really gone up this year. That's them into double figures for a lot of them. Obviously, getting the coaching badges will have helped out there. And it's looking pretty good, to be honest. So hopefully, as I say, you guys have enjoyed this season. Bit of a lackluster episode here, but I suppose that's what happens at the end of the year. If you have liked it, make sure you leave a like and a comment. Appreciate all feedback you guys give, good or bad. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And until the next time, guys, I'll see you when I see you.